Over the past 36 days, I've been trying to build a $10,000 Robinhood portfolio from scratch just to show you what the process of building a 5-figure portfolio looks like. I have been explaining throughout this series my investing style, why I choose or why I don't choose to make certain investments. However, over the past week, I had an idea that would make this challenge even more fun. You see, also on this channel, if you watch some of my other videos, I am currently doing a Side Hustle Saturday series where each Saturday I try to go out and try a side hustle in order to see which ones are the most profitable. And I thought that it would be a really good idea to race to $10,000 to see if I can make $10,000 from Side Hustle Saturday first or build this $10,000 portfolio first. This just comes in an attempt to make the series more exciting because investing in itself is not supposed to be a volatile thing. You're supposed to set it and forget it and continue doing that on repeat. But by comparing this portfolio's progress against Side Hustle Saturday's progress, it should prove to be a little bit more entertaining in the long run. And as of right now, we're not off to a hot start on Side Hustle Saturday, but side hustles can scale exponentially. But as of right now, as of the last video that you saw, we're only at $71.11. And if we take a look at the Robinhood portfolio, we're already almost 20% of the way to $10,000 at $1,990. But the first thing that we need to do is make our weekly contribution of $250 so that we can take a look at the performance of this portfolio over the past week and then make our new stock purchases. And so with that $250 transfer, we are now officially above $2,000 for the challenge, and with it officially being week 5, let's take a look at how the portfolio has performed. Now, I was initially going to record this video on a Friday when the portfolio was doing well, and I was thinking to myself, yes, let's get a video out where the portfolio is actually in the green for once, but unfortunately I wasn't able to get it out on Friday. And then as I'm looking at the portfolio here on Monday, it is down in the red yet again. So far in the day, we're only down 0.03%. This is pre-market trading hours, but as we can see on the week on Friday when I was going to record this video, we were actually up about $10 on the overall portfolio. Now, if you haven't watched any of the other videos, this isn't a trading portfolio. This is mainly an index fund portfolio meant for the everyday investor, just to show you how consistent investing looks. A lot of people may be a little bit unsure with putting their hard-earned money in a stock market, so I'm using my money for entertainment purposes, and I'm not going to be trying to use any extraordinary measures to grow this money. I'm just going to be investing mostly in index funds and then a few other individual stocks, but the majority of the growth of this portfolio is going to come from the overall growth of the economy and not from my specific investment decisions. But going back to the week, after we saw that peak on September 15th, we then saw an incredible drop in the value of the portfolio all the way down from $2,260 to about $2,242, and then it looked like we were going to see another small recovery last night until we eventually dropped once again. But let's zoom out and look at the month chart to see how the portfolio has performed overall on the month. And from the beginning of the month, we're actually up 1.27% or $28.02, and we have had some spikes up and some spikes down, and it looks like right now we're sort of right in the middle. And I haven't had a chance to read the Wall Street Journal this morning. I tried to at least glance over the homepage just to see what the news is talking about, whether the overall consensus of the market is going to be positive or negative for the day. That's not necessarily going to affect my investment decisions, but I still like to get a general idea of what the world may be thinking about the stock market. Going back to this 3-month chart, we can see where we started the portfolio, contributing a total of $2,251 in this challenge. And for the most part, we have been making updates in the red. We have had one day that was in the green, but as of day 36, we are still trying to make some progress. The year-to-date chart is going to show much of the same, as well as the 1 year. And on the all-time chart, we are currently down $3.90 or 0.17%. But as always, we do have over $255 worth of buying power. And this week, I have a very simple idea of what to put this money into. So let's take a quick dive into our individual positions. Our first individual positions are purely for entertainment purposes. This is not a serious investment whatsoever. I just like to have it in the portfolio just to see what it does. And those are going to be my 2 small cryptocurrency positions. So the first position is in Bitcoin. I bought in with about $50 when the price was at $29,500, and we can see since I bought in, the price has dropped, but it has been making a steady recovery. And overall on our Bitcoin position, we are still down 8% or 3.91%. This still makes up over 2% of the portfolio. As I said in last week's video, I really want to get this down to less than 1%, but this was added purely for entertainment purposes, just like this next position in Dogecoin. So in Dogecoin, I bought $25 worth when it was at 0.06049. If we look at the chart, it was right around September 10th or 11th when I bought it last week, and since then we're actually up 3%, but only up 80 cents all the time because the position is so small. This one is 1% of the portfolio. I would like to eventually get this less than 1%, so I'm not going to be adding any more money to it for the next couple of weeks. However, moving forward to my favorite position and the biggest position in this portfolio, I personally think that this position should be a staple in a lot of investors' portfolio because it provides for diversity, it provides for risk management, and also it allows you not to be stressed out about individual stock movements, because if you invest invest in any index funds that follows the overall S&P 500, you're going to be getting exposure to the overall market movement of the biggest 500 companies in the United States. So for this position, our average cost is $409.83, and it makes up over 59% of the portfolio. Our market value for this position sits at $1,177, and we're currently down a little bit less than $5 overall. Looking at this position, I pretty much have been buying into it every Monday, and over the past month, it actually is up a small percentage amount, but not anything to write home about. But I talk about in a lot of my other videos how I really want to get this up to 70% of the portfolio, but I keep putting money in other positions. So this week, I'm not going to tempt myself to buy anything else. I'm just going to go ahead and buy $245 worth of this, so that later in the video, I don't get tempted to add any of this buying power to any of the other individual stocks that I show you. So I'm going to swipe that order up, and it is completed, and our new average cost is $409.60, and it now makes up 63.76% of the portfolio. So going forward, I will try my best to get this up to 70% because that is my goal for this portfolio. However, the next largest position we have is the Vanguard Total International Stock ETF. This makes up 20% of the portfolio right now, with it being $450. On this position, we're down a little bit less than 1% because our average cost is $56.21. If we look on the 3-month chart, we can see that 56.21 was right around where is that on August 10th, and we have yet to recover up to that amount. I usually add a little bit of money to this each week as well, but having it at around 20% is pretty good for me. Moving forward quickly into some individual stock positions. These positions aren't very large at all, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time on them, but our first individual stock position is in Tesla. We bought in with $50 worth of Tesla at an average price of $242.36. Honestly, because hindsight is 2020, I probably should have put more money into this, but as I said, a lot of my videos, I'm not an individual stock investor. But on this position, we have our largest gain in the portfolio at it being up 12.29%. And if we look at the 3-month chart just for comparison, we can see that $242 is right around this level at August 28th, and we have been seeing some crazy jumps just from Tesla in a month or two. Now, honestly, I wish all of my individual stock picks were this good, but this individual stock return, as you're going to see, is going to be quickly outweighed by some of the negative returns that I have in some of the other positions that I bought into. And that next position is Apple. We have about $55 worth in Apple at an average cost of $177.12. Currently on Apple, we are down 1% or almost 60 cents. And then we have a small position in Walmart. Walmart, we have an average cost of $158, and the current trading price is $164.75. And currently on Walmart, we're actually up 3.65%. I'm pretty sure in last week's video, we were down on this position. So as you can see in the past week, this position has also been taking a steady uptrend as well. Disney has been one of my worst positions in the portfolio. I almost didn't even want to buy this position in the first place because I initially wanted to go into Netflix, but I talked myself mid-video into buying this, and I haven't looked at my return for this so far, so let's see what it is. So it's not as bad as it was last week. Our average cost is almost $88, and it's trading at almost $86. So as you can see, in the past week and over the past month, it has been having a strong recovery. I remember making an update video around this time where I was down almost 15%, and it wasn't a fun time to be looking at my Disney shares. Moving forward into Coca-Cola, we only have about $30 worth of Coca-Cola, and we're down about 4%. This also has been on a steady downtrend in the past month, and honestly, because it is trending down so much and because it still is a blue chip stock, I'm going to go ahead and throw another $5 on Coca-Cola because why not? It seems like a fairly good deal to me. And if you notice, I don't try to buy stocks after they have a huge return. I saw that Tesla had a huge return of being up over 12%, but that could mean that it's starting to be overbought and may start to take a decline soon. So as a stock is on a decline, if I know it's a strong company, I'll continue throwing a little bit more money into it until it starts to uptrend again. However, our last individual stock position in this video is a monthly dividend paying REIT called Realty Income. Our average cost in this position is $55 and is currently trading at $54.25, giving us a return of negative 2.82% or minus $1.41. Once I start actually receiving dividend payments from this position, I believe it should start the middle of next month. I'll start making updates about how that works, but as right now, I'm not going to add any more into the position. And with that portfolio, I'm going to continue contributing $250 into it every single week or around $1,000 a month. And on the pace that it's currently at, we should reach $10,000 in the next 8 or 9 months. My goal for this portfolio is to make it as realistic as possible. So if someone had a goal of saving $10,000 in a year, they may be able to look back on these videos to see exactly how I did it, to give them a generalized roadmap on how they may be able to do it themselves as well. Over this challenge, I am going to track all of the successes, all of the failures, so that you can see in real time what it looks like to invest in the stock market. And also at the same time, it's going to be tracked against the Side Hustle Saturday challenge, so you can see how to make money on the side as well. If you found anything of value in this video, then hit that subscribe button, as I do make other videos about personal finance, investing, and side hustles. And if you do decide to subscribe and join the community, then I will see you in the next one, guys.